This video is going to look at how we set up the power diagram in our Constructor software. So we begin by launching the Constructor software program, and as you can see, the default setting is set up for us to have 3 power points, our 3-phase power. So to begin, we'll want to put our 3 open contacts that are on the motor starter. In this case, we're going to make them M1. So I will begin by placing them on the drawing, right-clicking on the boxes, pulling up my toolbox, default library, clicking the normally open contact, now I want to connect those lines to my 3-phase power. So here's my C, my B, and my A. What comes after that on the motor starter and on our drawing then is our overloads. However, unlike the overload symbol we have been using in the control circuit part of our drawing, this section, because it is the power section, uses the power version symbol of the overload, which, if we go to our library, we see is this one marked overload switch. And then the final step is to actually put in a 3-phase motor. Again, open our library, get onto the motors, and you'll notice that all of the motors are a yellow box around them. I typically try to find one that is simply just marked 3-phase motor. This is the one I will use. You can place it in there. You'll notice it already has 3 wire connections on it, so I simply need to finish what I've started with my power wiring. C phase to that wire, the B phase to that wire, and the A phase to the final wire on the motor. Now my 3-phase motor and motor starter have been placed on the diagram in the power section. The final component for the power section is the transformer. If I go to the top and go to electrical components, you'll see transformers is one of my options. Click on transformers, you'll see a whole list of transformers. It's easiest just to select the bottom of those choices, which says add a single-phase transformer, 2-wire secondary, series winding primary. You notice it placed it right on top, which is not where I want it. So if I take the mouse pointer over the transformer, hold down the left button, and I can take the right button and drag it, I can get it to where I'd really like it to be in this section. So then I need to connect my 3-phase power to my control transformer. 2 of the legs is what I need. So it's very simple to make my A connection here, and then if I click up, I can make my B connection. You'll notice that the box here is indicating that I have now connected my A and B phases together, which is not what I want to do. If I do not change that, what will happen when I turn it on is I will blow the circuit breaker. It says the breaker is tripped due to a short in the circuit, and that is because of this connection right here. So if I go back and I click on this same spot, it will change to either a connection that's having this wire bridge this wire, or having this wire bridge the other wire. Either one is acceptable. Now if I go back, you will see that I do not have a short circuit, and then it's just a matter of putting in a standard start-stop circuit just for us to be able to test this to see what it does. So I'm going to quickly do that. And as I have done previously, I will want to assign the memory contact to work with the M1 that I've already labeled. Then that brings us to our final step for the power section, and obviously in our control section we would still need to place wire numbers, rung numbers, and contact configuration as well. So if I go back up to the power section, I can now assign these to also work with M1, which is what I want to do. Now when I go to simulate and run this, what you will see is that when I start the start button, it will not only close the memory, but will also close these, providing the three-phase power to my three-phase motor. That concludes this video on adding the power section of the diagram in the constructor.